Sultanate. Top Kapi Palace. First courtyard. The first courtyard spans Seraglio Point and is surrounded by high walls. This first courtyard functioned as an outer precinct or park and is the largest of all the courtyards of the palace. The steep slopes leading towards the sea had already been terraced under Byzantine rule. The first courtyard contained purely functional structures and some royal ones, many of which don't exist today. The structures that remain are the former imperial mint, which was constructed in 1727, the church of Hagia Irene and various fountains. The Byzantine church of Hagia Irene was never destroyed by the conquering Ottomans and survived by being used as a storehouse and imperial armory. This court was also known as the Court of the Janissaries or the Parade Court. Visitors entering the palace would follow the path towards the Gate of Salutation and the second courtyard of the palace. Court officials and janissaries would line the path dressed in their best garbs and waiting. Visitors had to dismount from the horses between the first and the second courtyard. First courtyard. Gate of Salutation. The large Gate of Salutation, also known as the Middle Gate, which is known in Turkish as Orta Kapi, leads into the palace and a second courtyard. This crenellated gate has two large octagonal pointed towers. The date of construction of this gate is not clear, since the architecture of the towers is of Byzantine influence rather than Ottoman. It is speculated that the gate emulates the Gate of St. Barbara, Canaan Gate, which used to be the royal seaside entrance to the palace gardens from the shore of the Bosporus. An inscription at the door dates this gate to at least 1542 during the reign of Sultan Mehmed II. In a miniature painting from the Hunurnam from 1584, a low-roofed structure with 3 windows above the arch between the towers is clearly visible, probably a guard's hall that has since disappeared. The gate is richly decorated on both sides and in the upper part with religious inscriptions and monograms of sultans. No one apart for official purpose and foreign dignitaries were allowed passage through the gate. All visitors had to dismount by the middle gate, since only the Sultan was allowed to enter the gate on horseback. This was also a Byzantine tradition taken from the Chalk Gate of the Great Palace. The Fountain of the Executioner is where the executioner purportedly washed his hands and sword after a decapitation, although there is disagreement if this is indeed that particular fountain. It is located on the right side when facing the Gate of Salutation from the first courtyard.